All right, so I'm going to show you how in our Ohio Coders Robot Wars project, how to attach the motors that we have, the four motors. I'm going to do one motor. I'm going to attach this to the base. So one of our teachers requests this video, Miss Parks. So I'll do this for you. I'm not sure if anybody else needs this or not, but hey, if you do, great. So I have my base here. This is just the default base that we got from Mr. Crichton. I've got a few bits and bobs here. I've got our housing. It's going to hold the motor in here. I've got a wheel. I got a couple M3 screws. These were not in your kit. I sent an email out about you need to buy some little M3 screws and a link on Amazon where to get these at. You'll need these. And then just a couple wires with these have this little male connector here at the very bottom. Here, and I'm just going to cut these. I'm going to start my process here. So the first thing I like to do when assembling this whole assembly piece here is to solder the wire to my contacts, my plus and minus contacts right here at the very base of my motors. There's a couple ways to do this. We could dip solder in there and then connect it and heat up. And I'll show you a couple ways to make this happen. So I'm going to cut my wire. We don't need a lot of room. Somewhere around there is probably enough. Maybe a little bit more than that, because we just need to be able to connect into a breadboard. So maybe a little bit more. I'll expose my wire just like that. And what I like to do, which is a little bit different than I know than other people do this, is I like to get a good contact by threading that hole that's right there. So I like to do this and twist. Then I have a real solid connection right there by twisting that in. Just like that. And I know others would say, "Ooh, don't do it like that," because then it's going to have a dry solder connection, or the case may be. I find this works really well. So then you take some solder and then you touch right to that. I don't have any solder with me right now, but then it's just solder. Boom, boom, boom. Little bead on there. You'll know if it's got a good connection. Kind of blob it up a little bit, and easy peasy, the lemon squeeze it. Okay. So you do that to both sides. So you do that for the red side as well. So there's both, and I'll go ahead and just show you what that looks like. I think my solder is with Cole right now. I actually don't have solder. I think he is at Eastern Schools with Miss Julra. I'm gonna do the same process here. We'll kind of feed that through the hole. Twist that a little bit, like that. Now, the reason why I did the twist piece is I've had these connections break off a little bit when students are messing with these. Doing that and then soldering one that really gives a strong connection there, and they don't pop off. And I've not had any kind of weird connections other than doing it that way. So then we do solder on the new side there too. A little bit of solder, Imagine I'm putting solder on there. Okay, we'll blow up a little bit there. Should be good to go. Throw my soldering iron on, even though I don't have any solder. So one thing that we'll know now is we need to place the motor in the housing, just like that. We have the wire sticking out the back, just like this. And you'll notice the screws that go in here are tight, like they're supposed to be tight, because this is what's going to hold and compress that to the base. So this will attach the back side like so, just like that. And then we screw in here. Now you'll notice that the screws, they're really loose through that, which is the idea. We wanted that to be loose so that the tension we have is actually right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw this in. Screwdriver, always an important thing to have. Gotta pull it in pretty tight. That is tight, and that's a tight motor right there. It's like you can't push on that. Now, that's just one screw. I'm gonna do the second screw. Go bango. I am good to go. These are nice and connected. Now these will not be this loose when you get solder on the connections right there. I shouldn't have any solder to show you that right now. The next thing I want to show you is if you try to put on the wheel, the hole in the wheel, even though we purchased holes of the right diameter from this piece right here, it's too tight. They won't go in. You'll notice you could push all day and it's just going to be a little bit off. So you need to drill it out. Now I'm in my lab right now. I just grabbed one of the drill bits that I know is the right size. The size that you need, you just kind of take a drill bit, take a look at your diameter of your motor rod right there. That's what you're going to need about that size right there. You drill out that little space there. You'll notice this guy here goes right in there now. That is the size, and then that should now fit with a nice bit of compression. You'll notice that's pretty tight. So that's good. Yeah. So we do that 4 times, and then we can connect that all to the breadboard. Start wiring up from the other videos we have from Mr. Lewis. Any questions, concerns, comments, or observations, please let me know. Thanks.